When Elena entered room 11 for the first time, she didn't feel fear. She didn't feel anything, really. Just the weight of silence and a strange, subtle pressure in the air, like the kind that fills a room just after someone leaves it, or just before someone arrives. The Santa Gertrudis Hospital had been shut down for 20 years. Its halls were rotted by moisture, with medical forms still pinned to corkboards and patient names written in faded marker. Everything smelled like mold, dust, and something older, like time that had curdled. It was the kind of place you only enter for money or guilt. But Elena wasn't there for either. Hers was obsession. She was a documentarian, not famous, not award-winning, but just good enough to have heard a story no one else dared to investigate. That in room 11, there was a mirror that didn't reflect who you are, but what you'll see before you die. The rumors were vague, almost childish, but one detail never changed. Everyone who spent a night in front of the mirror died days later. Elena came with gear, an old Sony camera, 2 flashlights, a black notebook. The building was a ruin, shattered glass, doors unhinged, tiles curled from the walls. None of it stopped her. On the upper floor, where the psychiatric ward had once been, she found the infamous door sealed with rusted chains. Room 11. A loose metal plate still read, "Observation room. Restricted. Authorized personnel only." She forced the lock with a crowbar. The metallic groan vanished into silence. Inside, the darkness was thick, until her flashlight found it. A mirror, built into the wall. Tall, frameless, 2 meters high, covered by a white sheet stained with mold, as if time itself had tried to forget it. She placed a chair, sat down, opened her notebook, removed the sheet. Nothing happened. No flickers, no whispers, just her reflection. Hours passed. She yawned, rubbed her eyes, took notes, yawned again. Silence pressed against her ears. At some point, she didn't know when. She dozed off. When she woke, everything was still. Mirror, room, reflection. But checking the footage, she saw 4 hours had passed, and nothing in the video had moved. Frustrated, she stood up and froze. Her reflection was still seated. Elena went rigid. Her heart pounded. She blinked. Once, twice. The reflection didn't. It stared back. Still, blank. She stepped closer. There, on its neck, was a shadow, dark, irregular, like a bruise. She didn't have it, only the reflection did. That night she didn't sleep or eat, not because she wouldn't, because she couldn't. Everything felt wrong, not paranoia, certainty. Every shiny surface, a microwave door, a doorknob, a window, showed something just off. Reflections that lagged, smiles that didn't belong, eyes that weren't hers. She went to the police. "I'm being followed," she said to a tired officer. "Something's with me." "Do you have evidence?" She gave him a memory card. "Watch the mirror. Watch what happens when I'm asleep." He played the footage. Dark clips from her apartment at night, silent, still. "There's no one but you," he said. "That's what it wants you to see," she replied. "I move while I'm sleeping. That's not me." "Maybe you dreamed it," another officer offered. "Maybe you just need rest," a kinder voice added. She left, fists clenched, breath sharp, avoided car windows. But still, she saw it. In a van's glass, her reflection, watching. That shadow on the neck again. That night, she covered every mirror, turned frames face down, unplugged the TV, flushed her phone. Still not enough. She saw it in puddles, in the fridge's steel shelf, in the microwave's black screen. It waited. It watched. The shadow grew. Then came the noises. Locks turning, lights flickering, doors creaking open, slamming shut. She felt it inside, a breath on her neck. She woke up screaming and didn't sleep again. The next day she broke. She doused the apartment in gasoline, lit a match. watched the flames consume it all. She didn't cry, didn't scream, just stared into the fire as if it owed her something. Police found her across the street, naked, covered in soot, staring into the jagged reflection of a broken bottle, murmuring, "That's not me. That's not me." She was taken to a psychiatric hospital. Diagnosis, dissociative episode with psychotic break. Room, plain, reflection-free, no metal, no glass, no windows. 4 white walls and a plastic cup. For the first time in days, peace. No reflections, no whispers, no presence. She sat for hours, staring at nothing. Silent, still. It was a relief, like someone had finally turned off a screaming frequency. She could breathe, could blink without fearing what blinked back. Doctors noted, emotionally flat, withdrawn. Signs of resignation. But she wasn't resigned. She felt safe. Or so she thought. On day 4, they brought her water in a newer cup, plastic, slightly curved. She held it, hands shaking. The water rippled, a warped reflection. There it was, the shadow on the neck, the gaze, unmoving, knowing. She dropped the cup. It rolled, spilled. She stood up, looked at the ceiling vent, began tearing the bedsheet. Her reflection was already watching. From the puddle, and for the first time since it all began, it smiled. Forensic Report number 17,342/EL, San Damian Psychiatric Hospital patient, Elena L. Mendez, age 34, cause of admission, intentional arson, suspected psychotic break, date of death, October 23rd, 4:12 a.m. cause of death. Mechanical asphyxiation by incomplete suspension. Observations: no sharp objects or reflective surfaces were found inside the room. Note: the patient tied a sheet to the ventilation duct. She was found lifeless by staff during rounds. Access had remained locked since her admission.